If you have frown lines or 11 lines like we call them, or feel a lot of tension in between your eyebrows, this video is for you. I'm going to show you 3 massage techniques to release the tension and also kinesiology tape application. Okay, so first massage technique. What you want to do is bring heat in between your hands by rubbing your hands together like this. And then if you have a table in front of you, you're going to place your, rest your elbows on the table. If not, that's fine. I don't have one now. So create heat. And then you're going to place the hard part of your palm on your eyebrows, just like this. And you're going to spread your fingers apart slowly. So you're firmly pressing on your eyebrows with your palms and spread them very slowly. So if you have your elbows on the table, you can press down with your head, and that's gonna help to deepen the pressure without having to tense your shoulders. And so key here is to move very, very slow, to take deep breath and long exhale out, to really focus on your breath and visualize your muscles just melting. The visualization, the meditative state here is super important to release the tension even further. So that's your first technique. Second technique, you're going to, so very important for those 2 techniques to have dry skin. And especially for this one, because you're not going to be able to grab on your skin like that if you're having a glide. And so you're going to grab as much tissue as you can and slowly, kind of like a slow kneading motion, and you're pulling the skin away from your face. So you don't want to overdo it with that one, because if you have a lot of tension, you can bruise yourself. So do about 3 passes maximum, 2 to 3. So just like that, and then go to the other side. Again, this one you can close your eyes. In between, just have a look in the mirror, making sure that you don't have too much redness. But it works best, again, if you put your mind into this relaxation state. Deep breath, relax. Now takes both hands, the thumb underneath, index fingers above, and then pinch and hold. Deep breath and long exhale out. Let go of all the tension. You can even wiggle a little bit your fingers, or just keep the hold like that. And release. Now for the third technique, you want a little bit of glide. So if your skin is a little oily, by the time you've done so much stimulation, maybe your skin already released some of the oil. If not, then you can apply just a very lightweight serum, something like that's going to give you a little glide, but not too much. And you're going to take one finger, anchor it on the skin here to hold the skin, and then with the other hand you're going to place your index finger in a hook position, and you're going to spread that one apart. So key here is to work very small area at a time with deep pressure and slow. Deep, slow, and short. So anchor here. This one is because if you don't hold with this one, what happens is that you're going to pull on the skin, and because you're applying a deep pressure, it's not good. You're going to just like move the skin too much. So that's why you want to hold the skin here, so you can work on the muscle, on the deeper layer. And you want to work with small parts, small strokes. So you don't want to do all the way. You want to have control. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. So you do this one. So you spread that finger apart. And then this one, you're going to bring it again a little closer. And then this one again, you're going to move it. And then bring this one up to the middle. And then you can just do light pressure stroke to the ear with that one. And then you do the other side. So if you have a lot of tension, deep lines, you can do this massage every day. Just be careful with the pinching one, that you're not overdoing it. But because you're building that tension all the time, like your muscles are in this like constant spasm, so you want to do something to release the tension daily until your muscles can go back to their normal state, and then you can, you know, spread out a little more in between. But until your muscles feel like relaxed and feel good, just do that every day. Okay. You can also do gua sha on it, but maybe that's going to be for another video, because I want to show you the tape application. I'm going to show you a very simple tape application for today. Okay, something that you can literally do in 2 seconds as you're used to it before you go to bed, so no excuse to not do it. So you're going to take your tape, and you're going to measure from the middle of your eyebrow up to the inner corner of the other one. So like this. So you're not having the tape straight like that. Okay, so it's a little like down. So up here, here. And then here is where you're going to cut the tape. So keep your finger here, and then you're going to cut the tape like that. Then you have a piece of tape like this, and lengthwise you're going to cut in half. So here, really important to have good scissors so you can cut easily. After that, you're gonna have 2 tapes like this, and they're going to go like this. So you're gonna take the first one, and you want to remove the back end. So you just remove it like this, and you're going to fold the back end just like that. It will make your life easier for after. Then, so follow all the steps. Don't try to jump to the end, okay? So you start with the end that doesn't stick here, just to make sure that you're doing the right measurement. So you're like, okay, so this will end, the tape will end here, and it's gonna go up to here. Then that's when I can glue the sticky part where I remove the back end. Next step is to just lift the skin up and out, and then you're going to just let the tape fall on the skin without stretching the tape at all, and then just slightly massage to make sure it's nicely put on the skin. Super important not to stretch the tape here, because it's what's gonna happen is that if you stretch the tape, once it's stuck on your skin, what it's gonna do is going to shorten the space between the 2 ends of your tape. It's gonna shorten, it's gonna feel very tight, it's gonna feel very uncomfortable, and it's actually gonna cause more tension on your muscles. So you do not want to stretch the tape, you just want to stretch the skin out or up, and in this case it's like this way, and then place the tape without stretching it. Super important. So I'm gonna show you how, like the way I did it. I removed the tape, and then I put my finger on the other side. If it's easier for you, what you can do is to, okay, so I still take the measurement, making sure, okay, this is gonna end here. Okay, so I can glue that part. If it's easier for you, here's an alternative. Remove the entire tape, pull out, and then just let the tape fall on the skin with your finger, just like this. And that's it. I put it a little too high here, so, but it's fine. It's the main thing is that it's blocking the muscle contraction. So, but it could be a little lower, just like that. So the very important is that once the tape is on, you don't feel it after like a minute. So maybe at first you're like, yeah, I feel something, but like nothing that causes tensions. It actually bothers me that it's not straight. So I'm just gonna place it again. So here, but you do not want to feel the tape like after a minute of applying it. You do not want to feel it. If you do feel it, that means it's too tight, you've stretched the tape in some way. You want to remove it and put it again. It's super important. It's too tight, you have to remove it. Do not spend the entire night like this, because you're gonna actually end up with more tension, or you're gonna end up with marks on your, like tape marks on your skin. A lot of people say that this happens. That's because they stretch the tape in some way. So be very careful with that. You can apply your products underneath it. I apply all my products, my oil, everything. Obviously, my skin is not like super greasy and glide so much that the tape is not gonna stick, but you can definitely apply your regular products, put the tape on, and that's totally fine. I apply it at night, so you can apply it like an hour or two before you go to bed, or right before you go to bed. It takes literally 2 seconds to apply the tape like that. When you're used to, but at first you might have to practice a little bit and struggle a little bit, and then you'll get super used to very fast. The main thing again is to not feel the tape, to not stretch the tape, but to stretch the skin like that. And then another last thing that I want to share with you is how you remove the tape is so important, because it's tape, and if you remove it in a harsh way, it can cause damage on your skin. That's not what you want. So what you're gonna do is, if you can like wet your like if you take a shower, it will remove really fast under the shower. Otherwise, you just take one hand, and then you're going to hold the skin on the like next to the tape, and then you're just gonna roll the tape. So the trick is to remove the tape parallel to the skin, not like that. Terrible, especially if you do that like every day. So you want to make sure that you're holding the skin here, so you're not stretching, you're like supporting the skin, and you remove the tape parallel to the skin. That's the main thing. Look, I do this every day. My skin is slightly red, that's from my massage, and that's totally fine. The tape does not irritate the skin, but you could be allergic to it, like anything. So if you've never used tape, before you use it in the middle of your face, use it on your neck right here. Put a tape overnight here, and then wait 12 to 24 hours, and making sure that you don't have any allergic reaction. That's like the worst thing that could happen. So just to avoid this to happen, do a patch test. Okay, I'm gonna show you a little bonus tape application if you're a little used to, but if you're not, and if you're a beginner, just do the first application. If you're a little more advanced with it, and you have deep lines, this is gonna be really good for you. So you want to take the measurement, we're gonna apply the tape in the middle of the forehead here. So you wanna take the measurement from here, like underneath your eyebrow, up to your hairline. I mean, before your hairline, but anyways. So you cut here, you have a piece like that, you want to cut lengthwise in the middle. Then you want to cut in the middle again, but not entirely. You're gonna leave like a piece that's together. Then what you're gonna do is remove the back end. Yep. Remove the back end. I like to fold the piece here because it just makes your life easier after, when you're like trying to remove the tape. And then again, so we're going to apply it just like this. So this is how it's gonna look like, but always the same kind of application. So I start with the part that is not glued, where I didn't remove the back end, making sure it's gonna, okay, so it's gonna stop here. Then I'm gonna stick that part here. So just like this. And then I'm going to remove the back end. So I'm gonna slightly stretch my skin up, and then I'm just gonna let the tape fall on my skin without stretching the tape. And so this is how I do it. I remove the tape, and then with the finger, I let it like fall on the skin. I support the tape like that. If it's too complicated for you at the moment, remove the entire back end, and then just do that. So you're sure that you're not stretching the tape. Super important. So you have the tape like that, and then you do the second application that I just showed. So I'm just gonna do it quickly without like measurement, but honestly when you used to, you don't even need to measure anymore for that second technique. The first technique, yes, this one you need to measure. The other one, it's not as exact for the measurement. So here we go. I just want to show you the two methods together. So here, up. And here we go. So the goal of face tape is to restrain facial movements. If I'm trying hard, can I move my muscles? Yes. It's not Botox. It doesn't affect nerve function. It just physically restrain the muscles from moving too much and causing tension. And so if you have a lot of tension in this specific area, you're definitely frowning at night. You're definitely causing even more tension. So if you can keep this for like 8-9 hours every single day, like relaxed, plus you do your massage, you're gonna see results really, really fast. But obviously consistency, and the technique is really important. Do not stretch the tape. You should not feel the tape after a minute after you applied it. I know I said it 1,000 times, but it's super important, because if it does, if it's stretched, it will cause more tension, and you're just doing this whole work for nothing, and you're actually making everything worse. That's why I'm insisting so much. All right, that's it for today. I hope this is helpful. Let me know in the comments if you try it and if you found it helpful, and if you have any other concern that you want me to address in my videos, I'll be happy to help.